This video is about validation, manipulation, and of course, a truck going by. Just kidding. So I was watching a video this morning. In the video this morning, there was some women going off about men grooming women like this one. It says 4 reasons to date a 4'7" short girl like me. Let's press play. 1. I fit perfectly into your lap. Number 2, I can disappear under desks easily. Now, mind you, she's 4'7". She is tiny. Number 3, I make every height difference fantasy come true. Number 4, you'll never complain about legroom again. For the most part, guys like to date women who treat them well, people who are nice to them. Now look at this 4'7" girl. It says 5 reasons why you should date a 4'7" girl, and she is again super tiny. I mean, she's like dashboard bobblehead size. Let's see what she got to say. 1, any size is big. Number 2, any height is tall. Number 3, older is better. So she looks like a 9-year-old girl, but she's attracted to older men. Let's see what the last one is. Oh, it says 5 reasons, huh? Oh, ultra flexible and never blocks your view. So let's go through all 5 of those. Any size is big. Any height is tall. Older is better. Ultra flexible, never blocks your view. What were they calling that on the other site? A thirst trap? Manipulation? Grooming? That's exactly what this young lady is doing. She is grooming. And this is a thirst trap. See this lady here? Says no context needed anymore. She had a friend who was about her age. He's quite a bit taller than her. And she threw him away. Apparently he was her best friend. And she threw him away for saying that she was attractive on this. And if you see, she's got 3.4 thousand likes for this right here. Yeah, she is thirsting for sure. So this lady threw her best friend away because he told her that he found her attractive. How dare he be honest? He's also around her age, like I said. Now, she is for certainly grooming. She is trying to get a certain type of attention. And what is that type of attention? I mean, obviously, she's typing things like any size is big, any height is tall, older is better, ultra flexible, and never blocks your view. Great. I don't know if that has anything to do with dating her, though. And really, you got to think to yourself how much of a pain it's going to be if you try to date somebody who looks like that, especially if you're older. I mean, no dude wants to be treated like he's a fucking pedophile. And the fact is that you can't go out with a woman who looks like that into public and have any sort of public display of affection, because somebody's going to think that that's either A, your daughter that you're doing something inappropriate with, or B, that's somebody else's daughter you're doing something inappropriate with. She wants to date older men. Now, I don't date. There was a young woman named Natalie Bollinger, who some of you are aware of, and Natalie and I never dated. And all of our messages show that she wanted to date, not me. But that doesn't make a difference, because when she doesn't get what she wants, you're the bad guy. You can't date a thirst trap. The first thing she's going to do if she doesn't get her way is accuse you of being a pedophile, accuse you of being into little kids, accusing you of being into little boys, saying that you wear girls' underpants. You guys have gotten to hear all this. Every one of you, if you haven't been in it yourselves, every one of you at least knows somebody who has to go through this. You cannot be friends with somebody who looks like this. I'm not even talking about dating. I'm not talking about sexual anything or physical intimacy. Just being seen with this individual might get you targeted as if you're a pedophile, might get you assaulted as if you're a pedophile, might get you murdered as if you were a pedophile. And meanwhile, she's out here thirsting for it, isn't she? She's out here fighting for that attention from older men. Now, we could play a whole bunch of videos from younger women explaining why it is that they're into older men. Basically, it comes down to they don't have to work because that man should already have it all. And if he doesn't have it all, well, who's grooming who? Is this young woman being groomed? I mean, obviously, she's got thousands of people who watch her videos, thousands of people who like her videos. Now, let's get to the next one. This is the fun one. Now, let's listen to women's interpretation of this.
There's this idea with a lot of young men that they'll hit their prime at 40 and then they can exclusively date young, hot women. I am the young, hot woman trying to date your dad. Let me tell you.
She's not hot, first of all. That's what she wants to say. She wants to let her ego get in the way. And she's not hot. Not by any means. Mostly her attitude makes her unattractive. But also, here she is being angry at 40-year-old men because there's young women like the last one who were attracted to older men. Now, who's grooming who? This woman wants to tell us, this is a jealousy thing, by the way. These women obviously have something screwed up in their own heads and have something lacking in their own lives, that they believe that two adults cannot consent to commit to acts that, well, adults are legally allowed to engage in. If you are 19 and she's 56, somehow that's more socially acceptable, isn't it? Here's the thing about giving a woman everything that she wants. Well, what does she really want? That depends on what age she is. There was one woman on a video yesterday who was talking about being flirted with when she was 20 versus being flirted with at 40. And she was talking about how when she's 20, it's no big deal. You know, you just blow them off. They're just boys. But at 40, you're just glad to get the attention. And, you know, things do change. You want that older guy who's already got it all when you're younger. And then when you're older and realize that you're not getting that, well, then it's time to be jealous of young women and project it onto men that it's men's fault. Cute.
Tell you something. Most of you will not be pulling young, hot women when you're 40. You will be bald. You will have.
Yeah, baldness at 40 is a choice or a decision in many cases. Most men are not bald. balding is a hereditary thing. I am bald. I'm aware that it's a hereditary thing. I'm aware that my grandfather on my mom's side is who I gained that baldness from. But of course, this woman is just a very, very, very angry apple.
Have a beer belly. You need to relax. Babe, there is nothing on planet Earth where a 40-year-old man and a 20-year-old girl have anything in common. When you are 40...
Notice she tries to make the hand comparison. 40, 20, 40, 20. Now, while there are 40-year-old women going out with 20-year-old men, and female teachers are having sex with students at an 11-to-1 ratio over their male counterparts, we get to listen to this nutty lady. She wants to claim that 20 years old is a teenager. These are the same people who will project onto you that you must be a pedophile because you talked to somebody. Like this lady here. Oh, how friggin' dare you? You best not, right? You just better don't. So, this woman and this woman are basically in competition for the same group of men, the 40 plus men. At 40 years old, a lot of men usually start getting their stuff together around 40 years old. Before that, we waste our money on all of the things that are supposedly going to get us women, right? We spend it on booze, we spend it on flowers, we spend it on, well, whatever it is that women want. By the time a guy gets to about 40, he's had enough of that BS. Now, how is it okay for an older woman to date a younger man? And again, both of these women are in competition with one another, but they're, what? Well, this 40-plus-year-old woman here, probably closer to her 50s or 60s. Let's listen to more of what she's got to say.
When you are 20, we're on two separate different worlds. They will have very few things, which could be the 40-year-old is a plug for one thing or another, whether that be money, whether that be drugs, whether that be a roof over their head. But I promise you, they have nothing in common.
You know, she's actually right about that part. Money, drugs, or a roof over your head. A man who's older is more likely to be stable. That doesn't make it true in every single case, though.
Money is less of a factor than you think it is. Of course, money and finances and stability are a factor, and
they are the primary factor. Stability. What stability means when you're a stable man is that you can take care of her. Stable doesn't mean that you can take care of yourself and pay your own bills. Stable means that you can take on somebody else's extra finances. Stable means that you will pay another person's way. You will pay for their wants. Not needs. These are wants. So there's these women who get to their 40s, don't have the man that they wanted because they're just shitty people. And then they want to hate on young women and, of course, blame the men for it.
Are attractive. But if you're not in the very top percentile of hotness and your age demographic
yeah, how about be fucking nice? Be nice. I've never asked a woman out more than once. And the only women I've ever asked out are the ones who are nice to me. I'm not a physically attractive feller. You get to hear her talking about how you have to be physically attractive. The top 1%. You know, it's the same way for guys. I had one woman tell me that every woman has two guys in her life: the guy who pays the bills and the guy who does the drilling. Sorry, that was the nicest way I could put it.
40? I've got some really bad news for you. You're not going to be getting the bad bitches you want.
A lot of younger girls need to hear this.
Gotta tell you, young women were not attracted to me when I was a young man. Before I turned 18, I didn't know if anybody was flirting with me or not. The only people who made it obvious were the ones who were homosexuals. Now then there's the situation where I also got beaten up for protecting those homosexuals more than once. But that's neither here nor there. We're also talking about this woman right here called Women Call Out the Men Peak at 40 Myth and Age Gap Dating. So again, it only matters with dating. You're not allowed to be friends with these people. If you are friends with them, you're going to get treated the same way as if you were dating them. It doesn't matter that the woman here is, well, definitely over 18, despite the fact that she's posting herself up as, well, shit, she looks like a child. I mean, like I said earlier, even talking to this woman may get you treated like a pedophile. And if you're homeless, it's even worse. Now, does she want a 40-year-old homeless man or older? When one of her videos said that she broke up with her boyfriend who is a 58-year-old. That's right, she broke up with a 58-year-old. Her. Now, what does that tell you about the 58-year-old? Probably nothing good. But we also don't know if her story is true or not. She's thirst trapping for likes. So we got real issues in the world, and this is what women are complaining about.
The only reason these older men are trying to wife you up, get in a relationship with you,
Wife you up and get into a relationship with you. Why is that the assumption? Why does she just assume that? Let me tell you something. When Jamie called me and told me that she needed a rescue, she needed a hero, I didn't show up there expecting a BJ. I showed up to help out a friend. Now, of course, it's all about dating, isn't it?
all of it is because you are groomable.
Groomable. That's right. If you ask a man for help, it's because he's grooming you. If a man helps you out of a situation you put yourself back into by going back to the dude who beats you repeatedly, oh, it must be because the guy who helped you is grooming you. If you are out there thirst trapping for 58-year-old men, that means those 58-year-old men are grooming you, correct? No, it doesn't. You knew exactly what you were in for and exactly what you were going for. It's kind of like the Epstein thing. Yes, those girls were underage, but they knew exactly what the fuck they were doing. There's a big difference between Donald Trump having sex with 17-year-olds and being president, and myself being treated like I must be a pedophile or a rapist because somebody who was short and good looking and young talked to me and treated me like I was a person, even if only for a while. I don't think Natalie Bollinger was an evil person. I think she was embarrassed and incapable of being honest about it. She was worried about the consequences for her of what people would think, rather than thinking of the consequences for me over what people would think. Just because a man is nice to you doesn't mean he's grooming you. And in most of these cases, these young women are doing the grooming. I say most of them because it's absolutely the truth. They're absolutely manipulating the shit out of you. This woman right here wants to be jealous of younger women while giving bad advice to younger women. Moral of the story, you can't help them. When women say that they have no use for men, those are women who we've already done everything for. We've already built a house. We've already given up alimony and child support and many other years worth of our lives so that she can have something for nothing. And before you try to say that having sex with some gross and nasty dude is a chore, well, why the hell did you marry him? That's not any of our fault. None of us forced you to marry him. And if he's that gross, then why did you marry him? If he's not attractive and you don't want to have sex with him, but you do have sex with him, why? What are you getting out of that sex? At that point, you have engaged in the oldest trade on the planet.
You are easy to manipulate. You are young. You are naive. You really don't know how the world works. You really don't know.
Yes, exactly. This young woman here is naive and doesn't know how the world works. Well, she knows exactly how to manipulate. That's exactly what she is doing. She is manipulating for attention. But what does she need that attention for? Notice I said need. It's nice to be liked, isn't it? It feels good when people hit your like button once in a great while. I get maybe 1 or 2 likes on my videos, and I'm fine with that. Because for me, it's not about a thirst trap. It's about telling the truth, and it's about showing the truth. This young woman here already knows how it works and already knows how to manipulate the system, how to manipulate men, and how to manipulate women. After posting all this stuff up, how long are we going to have to wait until she posts up about something horrible that happened to her by some older guy that she met because she's up here playing hood rat games? She all up in the trailer park. Well, that ain't doing nobody no good. You run into a woman like this. Let's forget this young woman as an example. Let's use Natalie Bollinger as an example. She love bombed the shit out of me. She also had more expectations of me than I was willing to give. I wasn't willing to date anybody, and there's a good reason for that. But here we are 10 years later. I'm still having to take abuse over crimes I never committed because I talked to somebody who was an adult, because I was friends with someone who was an adult, because I helped to protect someone who was an adult. I also did my best to turn in the pedophiles, turn in the rapists, and turn in the bad cops. But that doesn't matter when you take a look at me and decide my guilt because of how I look, because of my age, because of my gender, because of my socioeconomic issues.
You don't know who you are, and they know that, and they literally prey on you because of that.
Preying on you. Oh, you mean like this here?
Been on dating social media long enough to know that modern women just don't like age gap dating when the man is older. Interestingly, there's a whole trend of women dating younger men.
Which men? In which women, that younger woman is obviously after an older man. That is obviously what she wants. That's obviously what she's after. That's obviously her goal. She wants this attention. She wants it from older men. And how much money do you think that 4'7" girl is being sent every week by men who are thirst trapped? Meanwhile, this woman doesn't see those men as victims. Well, I don't really see them as victims either. You should be smarter than that. If she's young and pretty and she likes older men, chances are pretty good that she's got some daddy issues.
And nobody seems upset about that. Clear double standards, and I guess they're fine with it. But here's the real question. Age gap dating is legal, socially permitted, and in a lot of cultures, it's the norm. So will shaming men actually change anything?
But no, man, when you're a teenager and you got these guys that are in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, they have nothing in common with you. They are literally grooming you and using you to abuse you. That is it. Full stop.
And in reality, that's not how it works. In reality, most of these situations are guys like me rescuing women like this. People like Natalie Bollinger. People like Jamie Curtis.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
So, for us guys, we spend our whole lives trying to make you happy just so we don't have to deal with your bullshit. You will bitch and bitch and bitch until you get what you want. Well, I got nothing to give you. I have nothing to give you. If we can't be friends, we ain't dating. You want to get married? You best be my best friend. And I mean best friend. I don't mean somebody who has sex with me and then nags at me about not getting what they want all the time. Thing is, these women are very vindictive. All of them. All of them know exactly what they're doing, and all of them want to pretend that all of these other women are just naive. Isn't that it? We got these man-hater groups claiming that all men are rapists. You remember a few years ago when you could say anything that you wanted about men and it was fine, but if you changed the word men to women, you'd get Facebook banned. How many of y'all remember that? Even the Facebook and YouTube algorithms were sexist just a few years ago. Then there's these women are so up in arms about this. It doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. They don't care. They want somebody to take their shit out on, and they will go to their friends and gather their friends up and slander your name to their friends and to your friends and your family, trying to get others all up in arms to hurt you. When people run around saying that you're a homosexual or a pedophile or you wear girls' underwears, those are things that'll get you killed. In a Republican area, somebody saying that you wear girls' underpants could get you murdered. That's not a joke.